Catus Maximus here. This is a similar set of wire strippers to the Ideal Strip Masters and a few other wire stripper videos I made, but I found the missing link, and this is the wood specialties, not in relation to wood products, but the engineer who originally patented these types of automatic wire strippers. These are the original ones, even though this actually has a little date here about 1952. The original patent was filed in 1940 during World War II. Patent expired in 1960. So all these modern style wire strippers are really just relatively based on this design, but improved. And the big improvement on modern ones is that the jaws are held just a little bit better than the old ones. The one issue is that these jaws could get bent a little bit, but they have very low spring tension and they're pretty lightweight. And they are truly, as far as most general wire stripping, just the very easiest things to use. Just boom, and you get a perfectly stripped wire every time. So since this is the wood, what I believe, essentially he tried selling these on his own company, didn't get enough sales, so started licensing them to like General Cement, which is the GC Electronics company. And then the modern era happened, which was these styles, and pretty much everybody. I mean, you know, Harbor Freight Doyle, these are the Blue Points, the Ideal Strip Masters. It also explains why Ideal's original Strip Masters were this funky set, is because they were trying to get around this very elegant patent. And you know that you have a tool that's good when a company like Ideal Industries totally abandons their previous design and then just goes for essentially a shameless copy. I certainly find these style much better than, say, these pinch style. The thing that's always annoying me about the pinch style, you know, for a lot of people they work, but they can crush the wire. Really hard to get them to strip super thin wire very effectively. They're just not my favorite. They certainly do have their place. Most times I would generally recommend just a real nice set of stripping pliers like these. These end up working really well. And one of the tips when you're using a style like this is to simply choose the next larger size than you really need. That way you can pull off the insulation, but you have less risk of damaging the wire. It's always a lot more work to use one of these pliers, to tell you the truth. That's probably the most surprising part versus using these automatic wire strippers. One, you get the same effect with die cut, but they're just a whole lot easier. You're applying your leverage more directly. You're just using a lot less effort. And so that was generally the point of this video. Since World War II, wire strippers like these have been available. And all the decades and all the years that have gone past and people using various other styles, these are very hard to beat for consistency and speed. Certain situations where they're not as convenient, that type of thing. But I can tell you, once you have a set of these other style wire strippers are only something you use really when you need to use a style like that. Otherwise, you just default to these. Or I should say, versus even their modern counterparts. The modern counterparts are heavier duty and ultimately will last longer. But one thing I have noticed about them is, one, they're heavier, and two, due to the handle design, you don't have quite as much leverage against the spring. These things are still some of the just absolute easiest. Just going to show that sometimes newer doesn't always mean better. The newer ones are heavier duty and longer lasting. But if you take care of your tools, there's certain types of wire that really has tough insulation, which these may not hold up as well, at least in the long term. It's just neat to actually find one of the original sets. It's kind of like finding the very first, say, snap-on ratchet with interchangeable sockets or something like that. Almost 75 years ago was actually the foundation for what are modern automatic wire strippers, and they are awesome. So, just wanted to share that with y'all. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody who's been watching and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Till next time, Catus Maximus out.